Hello, welcome to another edition of the Vintage Restorer. Thought I'd do something a little bit different today, as I took delivery of a new truck. Bought myself a Ranger Raptor this time. I've kept hold of my other one, the Wildtrak, which I've had since new for a number of years now. So it's 66 plate. That's been a really good vehicle. Really enjoyed owning that and driving it. As you see, slightly modified, but really wanted to do a side by side on the two vehicles, because they are quite different, really. Most physically, size wise of the two vehicles. You can see the Raptor on the right here is much larger width-wise, and slightly taller. Overall vehicle length is the same ish. I haven't actually looked at the specifications and measurements, but I suppose starting from the outside as a walk around, first thing you'll notice is the actual wheel track, and the wheel arches are totally different. So you've got this big flare on there, and then an extension on top of that. So the overall track, as I think, is about 240 millimeters wider overall. Although I should put the exact specifications in the details below. So it's got a completely different front wing here. You can see where the headlight goes around. You've got this extra extension piece out here, and the whole track is just that much wider, as opposed to the standard. Now I know I've put these wheel spats extensions on, and then put on the rims and tyre package, which is a ET12 offset to give it a slightly wider track, as to opposed to the standard look of the vehicle, which I did a couple of years ago now. But actually, as a walk around, to look at both of the vehicles, yeah, I mean, to the first eye, you maybe wouldn't pick it up if you wasn't that interested in it, but yeah. Front grille, as it says Ford, much more American style than the Wildtrak there, which has the badge right in the middle of the Ford badge, the blue oval. Headlights are different. These are LED projector headlights, and they are very much better than the standard lights, which are on the Range Rover, which have the lens, but they're still just an incandescent bulb. I never converted it to LED, so I just one of those things I was going to do, never got round to. But this LED driving lights, and also the fog lights are LED as well. Walking around to the side, 17-inch rims, the general grabber tyres on them, all-terrain ones. Very well behaved actually on the road. Slightly less noise than the all-terrains that I've got fitted on the Wildtrak there, the Beard Goodrich all-terrain tyres. Very good tyre, but they're slightly noisy compared to the general grabber, which for the best part of it's got maybe slightly less aggressive tread pattern, but yeah, it's still going to pull you through some dirt if you need to. So yeah, 17-inch rims, discs are bigger, calipers are bigger on the front, and we've got bigger brakes, and it does stop a lot better. I must admit, since driving it, I've only done 400 odd miles in this, not really used it very much since getting it, but yeah, it does stop a lot faster. Slightly different trim on the wing there. All the caps and everything are trimmed in this I'd say probably satin, metallic grey finish, rather than the odd colour which is on the aero bar and all the other trim on the Wildtrak. Keyless entry, see if I divot in there, just have it in your pocket, put your thumb on there, unlocks all the doors, including the tailgate now as well. Big side step, rear arches. Went for the graphics pack just because, well, I liked it. Nothing more to be said than that. It is a special vehicle, so made it a bit different. Rear discs on the back, as you can see there. Obviously the Wildtrak and all the other pickups that they do along the model lineup, apart from this one, have drums. This makes a big difference with stopping. It is really noticeable that is a yeah, big vented disc on the back. I don't know whether the caliper's a twin pot. I know the front one is probably a twin pot. Looking at the size of it, I don't know whether. I would imagine that's probably a twin pot, looking at the size of it. But yeah, without getting underneath it and crawling around, I don't know. Then round to the back. Lights are slightly different, rear lights, more of the graphics. Comes with the black, what do you call those things? Bowler shutters, sorry, and also those transport bars, so you can put bike rack on here and all sorts of bits and pieces you can get to clip onto these, or ladders, and you can use it still. Tailgate. Tailgate has an assisted spring in it now, so when you flip it open, it's not as heavy. We've got this spring down in here. It goes across. I think you can get that as an aftermarket option for that, but I put on the back of that one, I put on the gas struts just to stop it clouting down so fast. But this is nice, it's quite a light tailgate with that assisted spring. They've added some seals in here, which is good, because the back end of these do get a bit wet, and as you can see, this was only valeted and detailed yesterday for the first time, so he's jetted a bit of water into here. But yeah, that's just what happens when you jet wash one of these. They're not the most watertight, but that is a definite big improvement over the not having a seal. Yeah, graphics, there's the word there, Raptor and Ranger stands off. Obviously it's just stickers on the back of the Wildtrak. See if I can get a better view coming back from the back of both of them. So when you look at the back of this one, the Raptor, you can see that it's got those flared arches, and the wheel track is a lot wider than the Wildtrak. Obviously the biggest difference, as we all know with these sort of things, or you might not know, is that this actually isn't a commercial vehicle. It can only carry, I think it's 680 kilograms in the back, as opposed to 1,100 kilograms, which makes that commercially rated. So not much good if you want to claim your VAT back on. That one is, and that's one of the main differences with the actual classification of the vehicle. Tow bar, much more American style, slot-in tow bar. You've got a, I haven't got it here with me, it's in the garage, so I don't need to use it, but you've got the square hole which accepts the tow bar tow plate, and then you end up with the ball that sits here, and an anti-rattle screw which goes in there just for when you're not using the tow bar. It stops it from jiggling around, but you're not actually supposed to have that playing any part of fixing that tow bar in. It's just sheerly, get me words out, just done by the pin that goes across there, which locks it in, and you've got an R-clip on the end. So but by taking it off, obviously you get back your departure angle. Yeah, that's really the outside of the vehicle compared to the outside of this. Maybe not the best one to put it against, because obviously I've got the weird arch extensions on there already. But as a side by side, if you look at the wing mirrors, you can sort of see some of the, and I'm not on the most level ground here, but you are sitting up that much higher. And it's quite noticeable when you're driving it that you are actually taller. Since driving this a lot and then going back to this one, yeah, it's just a bit different. Only optional extras I had on from factory